Hey, so I'm talking about the seasons of our lives, and this particular season is called Your Personal Vision 2022. And you know, I started this conversation in 2017, and I found Waceke from Centonomy. Can I just interject here and remind you, if you do nothing for yourself this year, and as you actually look at your Personal Vision 2022, please take Centonomy 101. Please, just do it for yourself. I think that's a gift I gave myself as I became a mother.
Yeah.
Because the Mercedes disappeared very quickly.
Yeah.
But we've got to talk about that.
Yeah.
That phase of my life, 35 to 40.
Yeah.
I became a mother. I realized I could drive anything but German, and I was just fine. And I don't know about you, but for me, 35 to 40 was, I had rhythm. I've always danced to the beat of my own drum, always. But I found that between 35 and 40, my beat had rhythm. I had a rhythm and I stayed with it. And all I did was I worked it. I worked it. I worked it. Yeah.
I think this is a phase. If you were to spend, let me start off, if you were to spend on anything in this phase of your life, it's education. And I don't mean formal education. It's education, understanding who am I? What do I want? What are my plans? Personal education. Yeah. How does my money work? How is it going to grow? That's where you should spend money on.
Exactly.
Yeah. And this is a phase that you've got to, I think when I hit 35, I started thinking, I can feel my energy is not what it was at 25. I can feel. Then I can see 40 is coming. So we're talking about 5-year plans. 40, if you're in this phase, 40 is coming.
Yes.
Yeah. The day I cannot stand up to go to work, what is going to sustain me? I have young kids that need school fees. Yes. What is going to sustain? So even when you think about your investments, not just about plots, not just about an apartment, you're now starting to think, I am working towards getting 100,000 shillings of income that is coming in irrespective of when I work. And that's what really we call retirement planning.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but it's also the phase where you start understanding you're not in competition with anybody. Because as Caroline said, you've got your rhythm, you've gone through ups and downs to know what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses.
Yes.
Now it's about leveraging on these are the talents I have, these are the gifts I have, this is what I know how to do, and then start doing it and doing it well. Yeah.
But also I realized if you do the work that you're supposed to do between 30
Yeah.
and 35,
Yeah.
not only are you more deliberate than ever before, but the noise disappears.
Yes. Yes.
If you're between 35 and 40 and you can still hear the noise, and the noise is, you should be driving this car, you should be living here, you should be doing that, you should be, you were telling me somebody asked you about your car.
Yes, they were like, oh, Sheka, this car you've been driving for, I think I've been driving it for 7 years or so. I can't even remember. You should upgrade. I'm like, but in between all the things I want to do, I want to grow a business, I've got investments I want to do, I didn't even think of a car. And I've also realized the things I value travel. So between driving a flashy car and traveling around the world, imagine I'll travel.
I'll travel too. I'll travel too.
Yeah.
I remember being told by somebody, haven't you had that car for almost now 4 years?
Yeah.
I said, don't worry. When Duku starts hanging, that will be her car. It's not going anywhere.
But it's important because at this stage, if you never got lifestyle in check in your early 30s,
yes,
the lifestyle that is going to hit you between 35 and 40 is ridiculous. I've talked to people who are, now their old home is no longer good enough. They want a new home or they want a home near the coast. So if the lifestyle didn't hit you then, it's going to hit you now. A lot of people make the mistake. The people who run to buy houses between 35 and 40 go to those expensive neighborhoods of where they're paying 80 million shillings today. And then they're in a mortgage.
Well, they're playing catch up.
Yeah.
They're playing catch up because they did make that decision at about 30, 31, 32.
Yes.
They're now, 36, 37, and they're thinking it's time to.
Yeah.
What they're doing immediately is like, but I've got to buy in Karen, in Lavington.
Yeah.
I've got to, and literally when you do once again, the calculator, you don't have the number of years to be able to have that deduction come out of your pay slip and still live.
Yes.
It's insane. So you've got to do the work between 30 to 35 to be able to really enjoy 35 to 40. 35 to 40 for me was also very clear about, you said you self-education.
Yeah.
35 to 40 is when I went back to school. I went back to school back to back for almost 2.5 years. I did Harvard and then I did NYU and UCLA and I did Centonomy. I mean, I have never packed so much. What do I need it was like unlearning and relearning. So I was willing to unlearn everything I thought I knew and learn again. Yes.
That's true, that's true. And I also think, as part of the education and why you do the education, this is the point in time that you may make one or two. You know, in the early 30s, we said, grow. Look at the things that will grow. But this is the point where you turn what you started, and it's usually by one or two moves to leap forward. Because by the time you reach your 40s, you want them on another level. You can't be starting in your 40s, yeah?
Yes.
So, for example, for us in Centonomy, this is when Centonomy, now we realized what Centonomy is about. The early 30s was we were playing around with a lot of things, yeah? We realized what Centonomy is, and we decided to enter a course system. And that was between the 35 and that was the move that we actually, that was the move that we actually, and that was the move.
Yeah.
So you find a lot of people, there's one or two key moves that they can say, that was it. So
Yes.
I think as when you're planning, it's no longer just a general plan, but it's time to think strategically, make use of your networks, make use of your experience and say, how do I use this to make that move? And what is the big, hairy, audacious move that you're going to do? Because this is the point.
And also, something about quality of life.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't also decide what brings value to your life
yeah.
between 35 and 40,
Yeah.
and it will actually also, it will advise the decisions you make also with your money,
Yes.
the company you keep, and what it is you do. But the quality of life for me becomes everything. And I remember when, I mean, you know where I live, you know, and I tell everybody, hey, I'm in Shags. But it is because I remember telling some of my friends and colleagues the first time I bought my home, and they're like, why are you out here in the sticks?
Yeah.
You know, out here in the sticks 7 years ago does not look like the sticks
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
Let me just
yeah.
put it this way. I can't buy my own home today. I can't. I cannot. Without having robbed a bank, I
Yeah.
cannot buy my own home today.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I made that decision.
Yeah.
When everybody was like, Lavington, Kilimani, and there's nothing wrong with those places, but I was like, but I don't steal money and I can't harvest it off a tree. So I knew where I was going to get a home for 18 million. And it was out in the sticks. Today, I can't buy my home, and actually nor can you. But you've got to also start thinking about quality of life.
Absolutely.
I love the fact that my only hindrance when I'm going home is cows and
Yeah.
goats. I have to slow down for cows and goats. One or two border borders, but
Yeah.
otherwise,
Yeah.
cows and goats.
Yeah.
Yes. But I love the quality of life I have out in the sticks. And by the way, I better enjoy it while I can.
While you can.
Because the sticks is
Yeah.
quickly becoming very modern.
Yeah.
Very.
and I think it's also, back to that quality of life, it's also use of time. I think I became very purposeful about time. Because you realize, when though you've reached 35 and you have nothing, what's going to move you is how deliberate you are with time.
Actually,
Yeah.
their Centonomy 101 class number 2.
Yeah.
Time value of money.
Yeah.
That thing changes how you spend
Yeah.
your time. And a lot of people heard me say this, and I will say it again to the camera. If it doesn't make me happy, if it doesn't make me better, and it doesn't make me money, I don't make time for it. And I keep telling people, please ask yourself who you are in those 3 spaces. Don't get all caught up in drama. If it doesn't make me better, if it doesn't make me happy, and it doesn't make me money, I don't make time for it.
I think what I learned about time in this phase of my life was multiplication of time. You learn that to create wealth, and you look at everyone who's created wealth, they've multiplied time. We all
Yes.
have 24 hours a day. So clearly those who are wealthy are using time differently. So how does the value of your 1 hour become worth 10 hours? And it's really put money, put resources behind your ideas. Have the right conversations. You cannot afford in this phase of your life to be sitting with a victim crowd, or what I call the poverty support group.
Yes.
Or things are so bad,
Yes.
we're all doomed, our boss is bad, the economy is falling, the interest rates are so high. They will not help you, yeah? So have the conversations that whenever I sit and meet with Caroline, we have conversations, and from there we make money from the
Yes.
conversation.
On the
so we've
conversation.
multiplied time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have been the kind of relationships or friendships that are multiplying the value of your life,
time and your life.
Yeah.
So one day we might come back and
Yeah.
do the 40
The
to 45.
Yeah.
But let me just put it this way.
Yeah.
You're so clear by the time you hit 40.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about this.
Yeah.
But we both know
Yeah.
where we did our 40 celebrations.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes. And we did it big time. And sorry, we didn't put it on Instagram. We're not those people. It's not necessary. Okay? Subscribe and come back. Okay? Thank you.